Hi everyone. Another edition of Take 10. Thank you for joining us. Take 10 being a podcast that we run 10 minutes, but it always overruns. The intention being to get to know the person a little bit better behind the LinkedIn profile. The idea being you get to know the person, you feel more inclined to make that contact, and from that, hopefully, business will spin. So it's my great pleasure to be with Nina Taylor today. Nina, thank you very much for joining. You're the first person on Take 10 from the States, and
I
so
saw
yeah,
that. Yes.
yeah, very pleased. But yeah, over to you to introduce yourself, please.
Yes. So thank you, Richard, as always, my old friend. We met during the early days of the pandemic, and you have been such a support, a delight, a true friend across the pond, and you've been very lovely to me. So thank you so much. So I'm Nina Taylor. I founded my company, The Sweet Faith, a little over 6 years ago. And I basically assist and help consult and construct any real estate developer investor getting into the short-term housing market. And so it has been a labor of love because I absolutely love this industry. I've been in it 24 years now, coming up. And it has been property management, corporate housing, short-term rentals, and just developing and going through the beautiful stages of this industry, because there's so many different channels of the industry that you can get into and dive and support your career. And so yeah, it's been a beautiful journey.
Thanks, Nina. Thank you very much. That was a really nice introduction. Thank you very much as well for your kind words. Yeah, back then, during the pandemic, it was we made the best of it, didn't we? And yeah, and
We had
it's,
fun. We got to
yeah.
enjoy, the time of meeting, people in this industry that I probably never would have met had it not been for you. So I'm
Thank
really
you.
grateful for that, and the support that people were able to give, and the community that brought us together. So yeah, you've been doing a really great work at supporting
Oh,
industry in a lot of different ways. I'm grateful.
oh, it's more than kind of you, but I always say it's the people then that, if it wasn't for the people turning up, then I'd just be
Yeah.
there by myself. So yeah, no, thank you. That was very kind, very kind. So yeah, should we move into the questions and answers, the icebreaker
Okay.
questions as such?
We'll have
Let's
some fun.
go. Yeah. So, routine or random? Are you a routine person or a random person?
No, I'm routine. If I'm spontaneous, the people who know me, they'll be like, Nina. No, I like a routine. I like structure. I like to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and what I'm doing it for. So I don't get caught off guard doing something that is not in the core Nina values. But if it's off the top and someone in the middle of the night wants to go to karaoke or something, sure. But work wise, I like to keep structure. I mean, that's the whole point of bringing me on into a company is to provide structure.
100%. And I totally see what you mean there. And from that structure, you can handle the randomness, can't you? Really, as long as you got a basic structure, then you feel free enough to be random when you need to be. I'm not sure how much would succeed with the structure. Um, yeah, I take
It's
your point there. That yeah.
you don't have to be, and that's fine. I'm not there yet. I'm striving to get to that point.
Oh no, it's a good one though. Now then, this is a funny one actually, because you wouldn't believe that this was actually one of the questions that I have here. Because can we see Yo-chan in the background there? Because my question was, is he not on the sofa there? No, is he gone?
No, he's gone. He was
How is he
snuffing
gone?
at me like 2 seconds ago. Yo-chan. Oh, now he's hiding.
He's gone, has he? Because
He's
the next question was wild animals or domestic animals. Do you prefer
gone.
wild animals?
Um, Yeah, from afar. I mean, I've been on a safari in Kenya.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so I have beautiful pictures of lions and tigers in the wild and baby giraffes. Oh, there he is. Come here.
Yeah. Let's have a
Uh,
look.
so I have
Let's
no
look.
problem with that, but I'm going to stick to the furry small friends that travel very good on trains, planes, and automobiles.
Bless him. Oh god, how cute. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would go for domestic animals, although we don't have any, and I haven't had for years and years. But it does frighten me when I watch those that Facebook. You're very brave going on a safari, watching those Facebook kind of clips
No
of
one
wild
tells you
animals.
how close the drivers get you to them. That's the crazy part. So I wasn't expecting how close that we were able to get and see. And all I kept thinking was, please, let's make it out alive. But I got some
Honestly.
great pictures.
Well, this is the thing. What talking of pictures, I saw one the other day, and there was a leopard on the boot on the hood of this car,
Mhm.
a Jeep or whatever it was. And so the people on the safari were taking pictures, and then and then thought it would be safe to duck down but keep their arms up. And I'm thinking that's going to be like 12 people without an arm shortly. It's
Absolutely not. Don't sign me up for that. That will never happen. Nope.
yeah,
There
yeah,
are a
no,
lot of
that's
ways to
yeah.
die. I don't want that to be one of them. No.
Well, it's a good job you're not random, isn't it? There's 12 random people with one arm. Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah. Um, Comedy or drama? Do you, when you, if you have time to watch TV, I don't know, or I say TV, that's typical of my age group, but do you prefer comedy or drama?
So I love to laugh. I absolutely do, but I'm going to stick with the drama. I
Yeah,
love a good drama. And I love actually BBC dramas.
interesting. I
Honestly.
didn't know you can even get them. Wow.
Oh, absolutely. BBC is cute. Well, it's huge for me on my TVs.
Yeah.
PBC shows, PBS shows a lot of dramas from the BBC on them. And they come up a lot on Netflix and other channels that I watch. So Luther was actually my first that turned me on to them. And I have just, I mean, that was what, 10 plus years ago. So I've been a stickler for them. So anytime I get to see one, I'm glued to the TV.
Yeah, I enjoyed Luther as well, I must say. Yeah, any series that I tend to watch is driven by another family member because I just have no imagination whatsoever. So I just watch what they tell me to watch. But Luther was one of them. But going from there, really, reality TV or documentary?
Oh, documentary. I'm
Yeah,
not, I mean, if you would have asked me a few years ago, I probably would have said reality. But there's only so many reality shows I actually even pay attention
yeah,
to because it's so dramatic and over the
this
top.
is it.
And yeah, so I'm not really into it. So I would rather learn and keep my mind in that direction of knowing
Yeah,
something that's actually going to be supportive to me, rather than
yeah,
watching someone crumble in front of live
yeah.
television.
Exactly. Yeah, for money, so that they get onto the front page of the magazine when it's all
Yeah,
finished. Yeah,
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 no,
no,
not my
exactly.
really cup of tea anymore.
Misquoted movies or mistaken lyrics. That's a bit of a difficult one, perhaps. So, misquoted movies or mistaken lyrics. So, I'm always getting songs wrong. I'll just decide what the lyrics are myself, and if they fit, then I'll
So that
sing
would
it
be the
like that.
funny,
Oh,
getting the lyrics wrong. I think that that's hilarious, because you'll see that in movies how people think that they're saying one thing but it's really another, and I do that all the time too. Until I look at lyrics, especially when I listen to like Taylor Swift or something, I'm like, that's what she's saying. Oh, okay.
yeah, talking of Taylor Swift, so both our kids came back from their respective overseas domains last summer to watch Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
and in London, and then they're playing a lot of the songs and what have you. So yeah, I've kind of been through some of the lyrics there, but which are so good, I think. But yeah, currently, I don't think that I'm not sure whether blokes of my age kind of whether they listen to Taylor Swift. It always seems the tube seems to be full of like
All over the place. I mean, same. I miss old school music, so I'm a stickler for anything, 80s, 90s, maybe early 2000s at best, but I'm not a huge to the popular music now. I like to look at something more soft, something mellowed, something with actually more meaning.
Yeah,
So yeah, the gray hairs are
yeah.
showing, Richard. I prefer
Yeah,
that. Yeah, any
we're of
day.
age.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, just a couple more questions, perhaps, because I've got to be respectful of your time, although could chat all day.
Always.
Let's have a look. Owing money or owing a favor?
Oh, funny. I don't owe money. I know until this
Yeah,
day and 20 plus years in, I don't owe people my, well, besides my
yeah,
house and my car.
yeah,
I do not owe people money. I refuse. That is, if I can't afford it, I don't do it. So
yeah,
no, absolutely not. I would rather do you a favor. I'd prefer it, honestly. So
yeah. No, and likewise, I think that, and certainly, if there's any money to be owed, then you pay it back kind of pretty swiftly,
immediately.
don't you? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. No, I'm not one for that myself.
No.
Um, Strangest food ever tried? Now, I don't know, you see, because as I said, you're the first one from the United States that we've had on here, and I've when I used to go on some of those webinars, I used to be fascinated about how much people would talk about food, the details of the food. And I'd never heard of a ranch sauce, and I think they sell it in one place here in the UK, one supermarket. But you're
Well,
probably going to absolutely fascinate me now with some kind of exotic thing that I've never heard of.
Well, I don't, well, for US people, I don't think so. I mean, I've actually tried escargot once, not a fan.
Yeah, yeah, the
So I
snails.
didn't, yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but I have eaten gator.
Oh,
So that
really?
I have eaten
Oh,
alligator
go
because I
for
love
it.
New Orleans. So when you go down there, they do have fried gator. So I have
I missed
eaten
that. Whereabouts in Florida is this?
New Orleans,
New Orleans.
Louisiana.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
so
really?
I've definitely eaten gator. The popular thing actually in the Black culture here is chitlins, and that is pig intestines. I have not,
God, I wish I'd never asked. Oh,
I've
go on then.
never partaken in eating it. The smell is horrendous. So
Yeah.
I've never eaten that, but people around me, they know I'm never eating it. But I do know people who do eat chitlins, which is pig intestines.
Oh dear. Well, I say that and I respond in that way, but my wife being German, and I went when I first got to know her and I was meeting her family. It was what do you call that the thing, but where they put you through something. I've forgotten what it was, but like a rite of passage almost. Her brother took me to what they call there a Schlachtfest.
Mm.
And it's like horribly translated, literally a slaughter festival, but where there were a lot of those kind of things, sausages and things made of all kinds of. So I'm probably eating them myself, to be honest.
You
Yeah,
never know. I mean, it's when it's a sausage, you never know what's in it.
no, you. We got all our viewers now. Never buy a sausage ever again.
I
But
know.
alligators, and what did they taste like? What did it taste like? I understand.
It tastes just like chicken. It was actually really, really good. I didn't need much like sauce or anything with it. I'm a stickler. If you ever get to the South, New Orleans just has some of the top best food in the world, I feel.
Right?
They do food right. The hospitality is amazing. And yeah, it's easy to try things when it's fried. I just
Yeah.
recently I'm in Houston, Texas now, but I went to the rodeo. And of course, everything is fried there, fried Oreos, fried this, fried that, everything you just put in a batter and you deep fry it. And
Mm.
so, of course, your stomach is going to be killing you later. But um, I didn't mind gator. I would definitely do it again. But I love like oysters and mussels and scallops and just kind of I'm a sea person when it comes to food.
Yeah, no, me too. I love seafood. In fact, all I ever eat now is chicken and seafood, to be honest.
Same,
But
me, same.
yeah, really, yeah. Speaking to somebody recently, and they were about fried food, and they'd recently moved to Glasgow in Scotland, where they famously deep fry Mars bars. Yeah, apparently it works. I've never tried it, but it's like deep frying ice cream and things like that.
Yep,
There are strange things that you can do, aren't there?
we do that
Um,
here. It is amazing what people deep fry.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a part of that group. I prefer to just stick with chicken personally, but other than that, I'm good.
Well, going back to what you were saying earlier, just before we went on the camera about that cycle where who's afraid of what, animals are afraid of what, and
Yes.
basically man's afraid of wife, and that's why I don't try anything particularly. I'll just be in real trouble. One last question, perhaps, just a fairly, and this will be quite a strange one, perhaps. When you put your glasses into the cupboard, your drinking glasses, do you put
Yep.
them up the same that way, or on the that way?
Up.
That way. Yeah, exactly. So that air gets to them and everything like that. I
When I
tend to as
dry
well.
them, I dry them down and
Yeah.
then I put them up. Yes.
Mm. Kind of, it's one of those petty things that can drive you mad, isn't it? Or at least, we run a property around the corner here, and
Hmm.
so when guests come, and I've put the glasses one way, and I'll go back there, and they put me the other way, and go, why do they do that? But yeah, it's and then they stick to the shelf. Anyway, no, thanks for that. I really enjoyed it. I'll see whether our local supermarket's got Gator. Doubt it, but Um, but no, please tell us more about your business, if you would.
Yes.
About your business and clients and what have you. Over to you.
Yeah. So I'm people who have been in the industry with me have followed me so much with everything that I've done and the travels and the different companies that I've worked with. So, I'm originally from Texas, but when I moved to New York, I started with, furnished quarters, actually still with Oakwood at the time, then went back into property management and now corporate housing with furnished quarters. So when I moved back to Texas, I decided to do my own company. And like I said, helping other companies build and grow and scale has been a beautiful labor of love for me. So now I'm currently working with my first woman-owned company, Stars of Boston, and the owner is Kama Cicero, and she's had the company for about 8 years now. And it started out where she was helping the hospital industry, the traveling nurses, and kind of doing medical housing and helping people who were coming for medical procedures in the Boston area. So that's how Stars of Boston actually started. And when she reached out to me to join the team, I am currently her chief growth officer. It has been a year now, and we are expanding. We have about 100 units all throughout the Boston area, Cambridge, Back Bay, Brookline, all the major markets. And she has also a nice range of inventory. So most of the time you'll see like two to three different products, but she ranges from like private shared, rooms to, studios, all the way up to 4-bedroom homes. So she really does, try to scale based off of the inventory of the clients that she's meeting the needs for. And we have a team that's completely global. So from the UAE to Kenya to the Philippines to here all throughout the US. And we're still growing and expanding. So yeah, that has been kind of a whirlwind love affair that I've been having right now, going, back and forth. And I've always loved the Northeast here in the US. So just kind of getting that growing and expanding and, doing it for another woman in the industry. And also just seeing how this market has really grown and, challenged because, she started out as a teacher, and which I think is absolutely incredible. It shows the kind of the gratitude of how she actually works with people and how she assists. And then, going into real estate. And then now it just kind of transitioned to where it became, 1 unit to 5 units to now 100. And it's just been, growing from there. She has been a real jewel and a breath of fresh air in this industry. Because most people think, oh, well, you have to work for a big corporate housing company or you have to do, X, Y, and Z. And it's like, no, there's different ways that you can be a part of this community and grow successfully. And that's what, she's bringing to the table. And I'm happy to be a part of it.
That's lovely. And I mean, you're totally right. I mean, you know, both yourself and Karma are just totally genuine people. And it's true what you say. It's right, what you say, that we're of course all professional, and you were saying earlier on about you working with a certain structure, but that doesn't mean that that there shouldn't be that human element involved.
Absolutely.
We're hospitality people, and I mean, both yourself and Karma,
Yeah,
and the team,
I think I
hospitality.
bring something to the table because, she's never really worked in that corporate construct.
Mm.
So I do bring that, being from, Oakwood, to furnished quarters. And actually, learning all of those things has helped me build stars in the appropriate way. I have, and I'll always say this in the industry, had an amazing, boss, but also now, corporate mentor, and Craig Parton, who was my, boss. He has been such a guide and a gift and a true gem to so many people in this industry, but then also, being managed also by Selena Rogers, who's also still with Furnished Quarters. She helped me kind of catapult into, really knowing what I want and how I want it to serve and build something for a company. So having those infrastructures, and then, allowing, Steve Brown, he helped with kind of letting me kind of do my thing and watching me kind of test the pool there, has really helped me with Comma. That's the one thing, as women, we relate on so many different levels. But to know that at the end of the day, the product is how we serve and how we grow the business with that personal character of what we truly believe in. The money comes after that. So it's not the strive of, every single day, let's go get the money. That will come, and that is coming, but it's the values and how you actually want to work with people and the dedication that you put into how that product can serve them. That's what I enjoy doing, and having to wake myself up every day and employ myself to do. That's what makes me passionate. So when I meet people like you and all the other people that I've met through you and everyone throughout my, industry who really does support that, those are my people. That's who I like to build with, to grow with. And I feel like that's the beautiful part of this industry. I absolutely love it. I mean, we're putting roofs over people's heads. So that's always going to be a supportive thing that I absolutely enjoy. So yeah, it's truly, it's been a gift.
100%. I mean, I totally agree. I think it was so nice that you gave, a shout out to those people as well, earlier on,
Without them, I
because
wouldn't be here. I always have to remember that it's not just about me. I always have to remember there was a stepping stone of who brought me here. Those people guided me into the place where I can help a person like Kama and all of the other, men and women that I'm helping to train in this industry and, to grow in these companies. I want them to take the skills and continue to move forward, always have that door open so someone else can walk through it. That's really important. That's what it should be about. So I'll always 10 toes down on that.
No, 100%. Two things I want to ask about, really, if I may. First one being women-owned businesses, and are there any is there any certification there of women-owned businesses?
Yes,
It's less,
she is
it's less
woman-owned.
widespread.
Yes, so she is certified a woman-owned business. Of course, she's a part of CHIPA. She's very supportive also in just the Boston. She's Boston born and bred, which I love about her. So she's extremely active in, supporting other small businesses and local and in the community. Just this past holiday season, they did an underwear drive that was extremely successful. Because oftentimes people always think, to donate clothes or coats and things of that nature. It's extremely, they're in desperate needs all the time for undergarments. And so they did a beautiful underwear drive during the holiday season last year, and it was a top tier success. So they'll probably do that again. And yeah, any local businesses that reach out to us or that even, stay with us, we are always letting them know we'll support you. What does that look like? How can we help? What's that initiative? So things of that nature, we're always trying to get involved in. I love doing it because I'm a small business. So yeah, anything that we can support and do, I love to do it also here in Houston. So I always try to reciprocate that with the other projects that I do within my business.
Fascinating, fascinating. Talking about your business, actually, is there anything that you'd like to tell the viewers about your business, how you would like to, how they can engage with you,
Yes,
and what and the services that then you can offer to them, maybe? No, it's not
absolutely.
necessarily just Stars of Boston, but anyone else.
Yeah. So anyone who is interested in knowing more about the industry and any of the different directions that you can choose from and how to grow in that department, I always consult. So you're always welcome to reach out to me. When it comes to Stars of Boston, if anyone does have needs in those areas, there's so many things coming up. The marathon is coming up at the end of the month on the 20th, I believe. And, Easter's coming up, all of the graduations and things of that nature. So yeah, if you need something and whatever that looks like, please feel free to reach out to us. As far as anything else in the industry coming up, I know there's a lot of different markets and things that you can choose from, but I'm really interested in helping people who actually have a product that can serve specific audiences. So whether it's, the medical industry, whether it's construction, and, projects of that nature coming up, whether it is, a brand that you're not sure, based on where it is and what it looks like. If you need some help, organizing that, I'm totally down with, kind of overseeing and seeing what that looks like to, take the initiative on how that direction should go. So yeah.
Yeah, no,
I don't limit myself in the industry. But if I can't help you, the one thing I'm very good at is I do know somebody. After almost 24 years, I definitely know someone who I can connect you with. So I'm also trying to be like you, Richard, and connect people wherever I can as well.
honestly, but you're such a lovely person to know and to work with as well. So, it would be a joy for those prospective clients then to work with you. I know that. So yeah, that sounds great. And supported daily by Yoshan. Where is he? Where is he? Is he
He's
still?
in my lap. He's still here.
Is
He
he?
was actually a good boy and he was quiet. I appreciate him. He
Yeah,
did good. I think
brilliant.
he's so annoyed by me right now.
I love it. No, sincerely, Nina, it's been a massive pleasure. So thank you very much. It's been great to reconnect.
Thank you.
And we will talk again soon, I'm sure. But thank you very much indeed for coming on to Take 10 today. Really appreciate it.
Anytime, I will always be there for you, Richard. You are an absolute jewel in this industry. Thank you so much for everything that you do. You are such a pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you very much. But reciprocated, but thank you.
Thank you. Mwah.